We picture paradise as white sands and palm trees. But the Seychelles hold secrets few travelers ever discover. Far beyond its postcard beauty lies a sanctuary of rare creatures, and a nation fiercely protecting what the world is losing. This isn't just about beaches. It's about survival, legacy, and awe-inspiring nature unlike anywhere else on Earth. Welcome to the true Seychelles, rising from the Indian Ocean like emeralds scattered by the gods. The Seychelles are home to over 115 islands, each cradling unique life found nowhere else. Here, evolution carved its own story. Coconut crabs the size of dogs, birds that forgot how to fly, and coral reefs glowing like underwater auroras. It's a living laboratory, suspended between time and tide. But this paradise didn't protect itself. Generations of Seychellois have fought to shield their islands from poachers, climate threats, and careless tourism. Like silent warriors, they restore coral beds by hand, rescue endangered birds one egg at a time, and teach the next generation why this place matters. Their quiet resistance keeps the wild alive. In the heart of Pristine Island lies Vallée de Mai, an ancient forest whispered to be the original Garden of Eden. Towering palms shade trails where black parrots call out, and the cocoa de mer, the world's heaviest seed, clings to life just as it has for millions of years. This place doesn't just grow trees. It grows memory. But even paradise has scars. Bleaching events have silenced once vibrant reefs, turning gardens of color into underwater graveyards. The fish have fled. The coral bones echo with absence. And the people. They dive anyway, planting fragments, believing that life will return if hope does first. In their hands, silence becomes a promise. Along the coast, fishing villages hum with quiet resilience. Children chase waves, while elders mend nets, weaving stories into every knot. Here, the ocean is more than water. It's memory, identity, rhythm. Fishermen speak of tides like old friends, and every catch is a conversation with the past. This isn't tourism, it's tradition, alive and breathing. The Seychelles warbler once clung to survival on just one island. Only 26 birds remained, but scientists refused to let them vanish. Through careful relocation and decades of patience, they brought the species back, not to cages, but to the skies. Now their wings beat a rhythm of defiance, a reminder that extinction is not inevitable. Off the shores of Cousin Island, a strange experiment is unfolding. Scientists play underwater symphonies, from snapping shrimp to whale calls, to trick coral into thinking life has returned. And it works. Fish begin to gather. Reefs pulse with cautious color, and nature answers sound with survival. What we hear as noise, the ocean hears as invitation. In 2011, a fire swept through Silhouette Island's forest reserve. Flames scorched centuries-old growth. But within weeks, green returned. Locals didn't wait for rain. They replanted by hand, carried water up steep cliffs, and guarded saplings like sacred relics. What was lost didn't stay gone, because healing here is a community act. Seychelles teaches us that beauty is not just seen. It's protected, restored, remembered. Every creature saved, every reef rebuilt, is a decision. These islands remind us, paradise isn't untouched. It's touched, then healed. And the question isn't what we take from places like this, but what we choose to leave behind. Far from the tourist trails lies El Dabra, a place so remote, few have ever set foot here. It's the world's second largest coral atoll, home to more giant tortoises than people. There are no roads, no cities, only silence, and ancient eyes watching you from the underbrush. Here, nature still calls the shots. Aldabra is evolution without interruption. Here, birds forgot how to fly, because they never needed to flee. You'll find fish that breathe air, and crabs that climb trees. Life here is bizarre, bold, and completely unfiltered. It's like stepping into a version of Earth that time chose not to update. In the 1980s, Aldabra almost faced destruction. Plans for military bases and mining loomed. But scientists and locals pushed back, not with protests, but with data, persistence, and love. The island was saved, not by laws, but by people willing to speak up, for a place that couldn't speak for itself. Every footprint in the Seychelles is temporary, erased by tide, wind, or time. But some leave echoes, like the early settlers, the pirates who hid gold beneath the palms, or the enslaved who dreamed of freedom. On these shores, the islands carry stories too deep for postcards, buried beneath the beauty, but never forgotten. What if paradise isn't just a destination, but a blueprint, a way to live softer, to listen harder, to take only what we give back? The Seychelles don't ask for admiration. They ask for reflection. In every breeze and bird call, they whisper, "This is what balance looks like. Can you bring it home with you?" The ocean that once fed these islands is changing. Sea levels creep higher each year, stealing sand, swallowing homes, threatening what no storm ever could. On some islands, coconut trees fall sideways into the surf. On others, families mark their final tides on walls. A quiet countdown. Climate change isn't coming to the Seychelles. It's already here. Beneath the waves, the reefs speak softly, if you know how to listen. Clicking shrimp, whispering fish. The hum of coral, releasing eggs into moonlit water. It's an orchestra of life, fragile and rhythmic. But human noise, boats drilling sonar, is drowning them out. And silence here can be deadly. Some children here don't just play in the forest. They study it, protect it. Local schools teach conservation, like it's math or language. Because here, the environment isn't a subject. It's home. They grow trees they may never sit under, but they plant them anyway. That's what legacy looks like. Long before maps or satellites, Seychelles looked to the sky for signs. Birds guided them to land, warned of storms, and foretold the sea's temper. Even now, some islanders say, if you lose the birds, you lose your way. Because in their flight patterns are ancient messages, spoken in wings, remembered in silence. There's a cliff on La Digue Island, where the forest ends and the ocean begins. Locals call it the edge of paradise, not for its view, but for what it asks of you. Stand there, and you'll feel the wind test your balance, the sea roar below, and nature whisper, what will you do, now that you've seen it all? On the island of Mahe, a quiet revolution is underway. Plastic bags banned, single-use bottles replaced by coconut shells. Fishermen collect ocean trash as part of their daily routine, because they know pollution doesn't stop at the tide. It's not just cleanup. It's culture shift. A whole island deciding. We don't wait for change, we become it. Though small in size, Seychelles stands tall in global conservation. It was the first to swap debt for coral protection, the first to designate vast marine parks over profit-heavy fishing zones. Other nations watched and followed. This island chain, floating in the Indian Ocean, has become a lighthouse, not just for ships, but for policy, for future, for hope. What happens here affects us all. The reefs protect coastlines across continents. The birds migrate beyond these skies. The ocean currents carry our decisions, like invisible ink, writing tomorrow's headlines. So the question is, why care about the Seychelles? It's can we afford not to? Because saving this paradise is saving a piece of all of us. You can feel it in the drum circles at sunset, in the chants of fishermen before setting sail, in the laughter echoing off granite cliffs. The Seychelles has a pulse, steady, ancient, alive. It's not just in the wind or the waves. It's in the people. And when they move, the island breathes. We didn't come here just to observe. We came to remember. That wonder still exists, and it's worth protecting. The Seychelles doesn't ask for your money, your selfies, or your checklist. It asks for your attention and your promise to look deeper, to listen longer, and to leave lighter than when you arrived. If the ocean could speak, it wouldn't shout. It would whisper. It would tell you how reefs once glowed like galaxies, how sea turtles returned to the same beach, even after decades, and how every ripple, every wave, remembers you. Because when you stand in the Seychelles, you're not just a traveler. You're part of the story. Forget what you think paradise looks like. It's not luxury resorts or infinity pools. It's rough trails through palm thickets. It's salt on your skin and sand in your shoes. Paradise is effort. It's choice. It's standing beside those who protect, instead of just consume. The Seychelles redefines beauty by making it mean something. There was a time when people thought places like this would last forever, that coral would always grow, that birds would always return. But forever is fragile. We've already lost islands to rising seas. Species gone. Moments vanished. What remains is not just what we protect, but how urgently we do it. The Seychelles may seem distant, but they're watching us. They watch how we live, what we value, and what we ignore. They've done their part, restoring, preserving, educating. Now they ask us, will you act before your own shore disappears? Or wait until the sea knocks at your door? This isn't goodbye. It's a beginning. What you've seen isn't just a destination. It's an invitation to choose balance over excess, to protect instead of extract, to remember places like the Seychelles exist because someone chose to care. Now it's your turn. Start with curiosity, move with purpose, and leave footprints you be proud of.